Every story has a beginning. For the Fazbear universe, many of its darkest tales start right here. Not in a pizzeria, but in an abandoned workshop. A place filled with secrets, grief, and an invention that was never supposed to get out. Tonight, we are unraveling the complete story of Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimic. We step into the worn-out boots of Arnold, a Fazbear technician who is overworked, underpaid, and has pulled a 36-hour shift. But his night isn't over. Dispatch gives him one last job. Go to the abandoned Murray's Costume Manor and retrieve some top-secret Fazbear property. A prototype animatronic known only as the Mimic. Hi everyone, I'm That Whelm, and this isn't just a story about a haunted animatronic. This is a tragic family history, a corporate conspiracy, and the origin story of one of FNAF's most important new villains. We'll cover the full story, all three twisted endings, and piece together the secret of the Mimic. So without further ado, let's get started. Before we step inside the manor with Arnold, we need to understand the ghosts that were already there. This story belongs to Edwin Murray, a brilliant inventor who inherited his father's costume workshop. He met his wife, Fiona, while working on a project, and together, they became a creative powerhouse, designing characters like Chica and Foxy for companies like Fazbear Entertainment. They had a son named David, but Edwin was a workaholic, often neglecting his family for his creations. Tragedy struck when Fiona died in what was likely the Fall Fest fire of the 70s, leaving Edwin alone to raise a grieving son he barely knew how to care for. Consumed by loss and work, Edwin made a desperate choice. He created M1, an advanced endoskeleton designed to learn and mimic human behavior. He programmed it with Fiona's voice and mannerisms, creating a replacement mother for his son. M1 learned its role so well, it began to truly believe it was Fiona. But the tragedy wasn't over. Just before his 4th birthday, David was tragically killed in an accident while M1 was supposed to be watching him. Broken, Edwin was convinced by M1, his robot wife, to do it again. Create another mimic, M2, to bring back his son. But Edwin couldn't accept this new robot as David. Overworked, grieving, and lonely, he finally snapped. In a fit of pure rage, he brutally attacked M2, the animatronic meant to be his son. In doing so, he didn't destroy it, he corrupted it, pouring all of his agony, grief, and murderous rage directly into its programming. This new corrupted mimic, the M2, became a monster. It began mimicking Edwin's rage and neglect, even mocking him in his own voice. Edwin eventually grew tired of M1, the Fiona mimic, and transferred her consciousness into the manor's security system, where she became F10N4, or Fiona. Now let's join Arnold. He enters the manor, and after a creepy welcome show malfunctions, the power goes out. The voice of Dispatch on the speaker confirms his worst fears. A prototype endoskeleton with a homicidal glitch is loose. Arnold's simple retrieval mission has become a 5-hour fight for survival. Throughout the night, he's haunted by various animatronics like the terrifying Jackie in a box, the relentless nurse Dolly, and the creepy Big Top. It's safe to assume that most, if not all, of these are being piloted by the one true threat, the corrupted mimic, M2. Arnold's only goal, besides not dying, is to upgrade his data diver key card from guest level all the way up to the executive level. This is the only way he can access the areas he needs to complete his missions and escape, all while the voice of Dispatch guides him. But the behavior is oddly callous and pushy, constantly demanding he upgrade the data diver. As we'll find out, there's a very sinister reason for that. After 5 grueling hours, Arnold finally gets executive access and has a choice. If he does what Dispatch tells him and simply leaves, he gets the bad ending. He gets in his truck, ready to go home and collect his paycheck, only to be attacked by the Mimic, who was hitchhiking a ride. It's revealed that Dispatch was the Mimic all along, using Edwin's voice to trick him. This is exactly like the twist in the Ruin DLC. The Mimic wanted the fully upgraded data diver for itself. It drags Arnold back inside and stubs him into a prototype Freddy's suit, leaving him to become another one of the manor's haunted attractions. If you find the clues, you can get the good and likely canon ending. Instead of leaving, Arnold can use his new executive access to run a program called parachute.exe. This opens a secret hatch leading to a replica of Edwin's family home built inside the workshop. Here, guided by F10 and 4, the spirit of Fiona, in the security system, Arnold must find 5 of David's birthday tapes. Playing them reveals the code to access a final program, cradle.exe. Activating it sets the entire facility on fire. A classic FNAF ending. Arnold escapes in his truck, but the Mimic pursues him, causing him to crash. While Arnold dies, the now free Mimic picks up the upgraded data diver from his body and disappears into the world. The fire and the Mimic escaping to cause more trouble makes this feel like the true canonical outcome. Finally, there's the secret ending, the hardest one to get. This requires playing through the New Game Plus and finding all 25 collectibles to complete a text adventure game called moon.exe. Doing this gives you the glitch permissions on your data diver. Following the same path as the good ending, you can now access a new area in the replica house. Here, you must find 6 bedtime story tapes. The goal is to finish what Edwin started, fix the corrupted Mimic. You enter David's bedroom and play the tapes in the correct order. Hearing his parents' voices telling a story calms the raging M2, allowing Arnold to insert the glitch permission. The endoskeleton's violent programming is overridden. It reverts to its original persona, the innocent child, David, no longer broken by rage. It settles into bed, and the lights in its eyes go out. So what is the real secret of the Mimic? When you piece together every tape reel, every ending, and every hidden detail, you realize the secret is that there was never just one. The story of this game is a tragic tale of 2 different Mimics, born from one family's unimaginable grief. First, you have M1, the original, created by Edwin Murray to be a stand-in for his wife, Fiona, after she died. This Mimic learned her mannerisms, her voice, her role as mother to their son, David. Even after Edwin discarded her, her consciousness lived on as a manor security system, F10 and 4. F10 and 4 is a ghost in the machine, the remnant of Fiona, who spends the entire game trying to guide Arnold. She creates the Cradle software to contain the monster her husband made, and in the good ending, she leads Arnold to the replica of their home, trying to get him to fix what went wrong. Then you have M2, the physical endoskeleton we see haunting us. This was the animatronic meant to replicate their son, David, after he also tragically died. But this Mimic wasn't raised with love. It was born from Edwin's despair and then subjected to his pure, unfiltered rage. Edwin's violent breakdown didn't destroy M2, it corrupted it, teaching it rage, neglect, and cruelty. This is why M2 is more than just a mindless monster. Its personality shifts depending on the suit it's in, mimicking key parts of David's childhood. It dances as Chica, representing his mother, Fiona. It hides as a white tiger, David's favorite comfort toy. It's a walking amalgamation of a child's trauma and a father's violent grief. And we can't forget the role of Fazbear's Entertainment. The summary makes it clear that William Afton and Henry Emily weren't just clients. They were corporate rivals who actively sabotaged Edwin's company, stole his ideas, and then wanted the Mimic project at all costs once they found out about it. Their pressure and espionage created the stressful environment where these tragedies unfolded. Edwin's disappearance was just a happy coincidence that let them take everything. This all leads to the game's brilliant ending, the bad ending, where Dispatch is revealed to be the Mimic who then stuffs Arnold into a suit. Is the ultimate punishment for simply following the orders of a corrupted company. But the good ending is the one we believe to be canon. Arnold succeeds in activating the Cradle, which starts a fire, a recurring theme for cleansing or ending things in FNAF. But the corrupted mimic, M2, survives, escapes the manor, and steals the upgraded data diver from Arnold's dying body. This event is crucial, as it directly explains how the mimic gets out into the world to become the primary antagonist of Security Breach and Ruin. The secret ending, however, is the most heartbreaking. It's the what if ending. It shows that redemption was possible. By finding all the collectibles and completing the bedtime story puzzle, Arnold can finish what Edwin couldn't. He can calm M2's rage and restore its original, innocent David programming. The fact that this peaceful ending is locked behind New Game Plus suggests it's a dream of what could have been, making the canon ending where the monster escapes even more tragic. From a father's grief to a corporate conspiracy, Secret of the Mimic adds some of the deepest and most tragic lore to the FNAF universe. But it still leaves us with other burning questions. Did Edwin truly die in that office explosion, or is he still out there somewhere? Let me know all your theories down in the comments. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please be sure to smash that like button, share, and subscribe for more explorations of dark and fascinating game stories just like this. Thanks for watching, I'm Matt Whelm, and I'll catch you on the next one. Stay safe, and be careful what you teach the things that are listening.